young people to be really brought on board and be considered in terms of representation. Some really heard our cry and they adopted, some didn't, of which less than 40% of young people have been brought on board. And then, having seen the violence that really is going around in this political arena that we are in today, as Operation Young Vote and other civil society organizations, we came together and launched a campaign called Violence Must Fall campaign. And this campaign, we are bringing political parties, youth political parties together, young people in various political parties. We are bringing them together so that for once they can just cross paths without fighting. So this is a campaign that really had a huge impact, where we've even seen that political parties, I think that was 2 weeks ago, other political parties just on their own came together and really just shook hands to say, I think enough is enough in terms of violence and so on and so forth. This campaign is still on, in the phase that we might go for a rerun, and that is where we are foreseeing that when we go for a rerun, we might even have more violence. So the campaign is still on, and we are still working with a number of civil society organizations. And then in terms of participation in the constitution making and the referendum, youth participated in the constitution making, both in the technical committee and the civil society organization under the Grand Coalition for the People-Driven Constitution. As much as young people participated in the Grand Coalition and also in the constitution making, there were a number of clauses that we felt if these clauses were included in the constitution, then young people will have representation. Such clauses as the proportional representation and the provincial assemblies, which could have really seen young people being put in these decision-making bodies and governance. But they were frustrated because the constitution had to go back to parliament, and these clauses were removed from the constitution. And today, as we talk, they are not there, and young people's dreams have been shattered. And then the putting of the referendum on the Bill of Rights alongside the general election is another setback for young people, and most of them that we have encountered with, that we have really asked how they feel about the referendum, really we've gotten negative answers. And they are justifying their answers. They are saying there is no way a referendum, when you talk about the Bill of Rights, is a very good document that really should not be mixed with partisan politics. And then most young people feel that the referendum question is just too long, too loaded. It has got a lot of terms that are difficult to understand by young people, especially those in rural areas. We have a few elites in towns, they are able to really understand, but the challenge is on those in rural areas and some in sub-rural areas of the country. They are saying that the question is just too loaded, they don't understand, and then the mixing of the Article 79 and the referendum is just confusing, because when you look at the referendum question, it's talking about the replacement of Article 79, so it is really confusing, they really don't understand. And then from the little assessment that we have done, there is really much awareness that should be done. And I think we have run out of time. ECZ is trying by all means really to do sensitization, but it's not enough. It has been neglected. The more emphasis is on casting a vote, and really not so much is being talked about on the referendum, except the last week when we are monitoring how the media is bringing out the issues of the referendum. That's when we've seen that the ECZ have become proactive now in terms of sensitization on the referendum and so on and so forth. But otherwise, it leaves much to be desired, and a number of young people we've been engaged with, they are saying that to us a referendum is a no, and to us we don't understand, there's no, you can be voting for anything that we don't understand. We've tried to explain that it is about your rights, but the issue of bringing in the Article 79 being replaced by Article 101 to 103, I mean to 301 and up to 303, it's really confusing. And then there is more likelihood that the referendum, that is our own analysis now as an institution, there's more likelihood that the referendum will fail as the planning to holding it was poor. The referendum is a good, the Bill of Rights is a good paper that we need in Zambia and we have been crying for a long time. But the timing of putting it alongside the elections, it's really gonna be a flaw. That's our analysis after all the survey and the assessments that we have done. And then civil society election monitoring. As much as we have done all this work, we are still going to monitor the elections. So civil society organizations, together with FODEP, Chikondi Foundation, our Self-Operation Young Vote, SACOD, TIZ, and Zambia National Women's Lobby, will deploy about 10,000 monitors to monitor the elections on the 11th of August. As Operation Young Vote, we are also part of the Election Information Center that will be setting up a situation room at Radisson Blue. So as SADC, you can pass through Radisson Blue, there will be a situation room where instances on that day, they will be being reported on how is the ECZ, how are the elections going, is there violence, all those things will be broadcasted at the information center there. And then in addition, also in terms of monitoring of the elections, we have Christian Churches Monitoring Group. These will be doing a parallel voter tabulation. And right now, as I'm speaking, they are going around in the country training monitors, and they've also set up an information center where this will be done. So in conclusion, Zambians and Zambia must triumph in this year's election. A recommendation to SADC is that on behalf of Operation Young Vote, the young people of Zambia, and indeed on my own behalf, I recommend that you, the SADC Election Observation Mission, conduct your work without fear or favor for the betterment of the democracy in Zambia, Africa, and the world at large. Thank you.